guys, welcome to a new episode of Bayonetta Let's Play. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, Atsuko Tanaka just passed away on August 10th of 2024. This was recorded on the 23rd. So yeah, I am really shocked and pretty sad about her passing. So I wanted to honor her by playing this chapter with her voice. And I also wanted to honor her by going through her resume and how she has impacted the voice acting, at least the Japanese voice acting industry, and how she's also renowned for a lot of different voice outside of Bayonetta, which to be quite honest, I've never known about her outside of Bayonetta, but she has massive resume, and I will go along with the other members of the cast. So Atsuko Tanaka worked on many different projects, and I just picked a few, but she has worked on a massive amount of mainstream titles. She worked on GTO, which is Great Teacher Onizuka. She did Nanako's mother. She was the voice for Conan in Naruto Shippuden. She did Lisa in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. She also did Reiko Tamura in Parasite, which is an amazing anime as well. She was the voice of Hanami in Jujutsu Kaisen. She also voiced many times Chun-Li, and mainly for Chun-Li in Street Fighter Third Strike as well. These are just a few picks, but there are just insane by themselves, and she has a massive long resume. After her, we have Sonozaki, which is voiced for Jean. She has worked on many different titles such as Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Street Fighter 4 for the voice of Sea Viper. She worked on Bioshock, and she is the voice for at least the Japanese voice for Emily Blunt, Anne Hathaway, and Kirsten Dunst, which is insane. This woman is a legend. I mean, upon making research for every single person of the cast, at least the main characters, so Bayonetta, Jean, Viola, Enzo, and Luca, and Rajan as well, these people are living legends. As we see here, we have Viola, who is voiced by Miyuki Sawashiro. She voiced many different stuff. She's mainly known for her voice as Kurapika in Hunter x Hunter. She is the voice for Shizune in Naruto as well. She worked on My Little Pony, and she was the voice for Twilight Sparkle. She is the voice of Jolene in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. She is the Japanese voice for Miss Fortune in League of Legends. The voice of Ivy in Soul Calibur 4, and I've noticed that she has worked many times on a project that I've never known or never heard of, and I'm sorry for that. Which is Digi Charat. I've never known of it. And right on time, we have Rodan, who is voiced by Teisho Genda. Teisho Genda is known for Kurama in Naruto. He did Saman in Bakihanma. He was the voice of the Demon King in The Seven Deadly Sins, Captain Tinol in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's the main voice for Kratos in God of War. He also voiced a massive role, who is Master Chief in Halo Legends as well. Like, those people, oh my god, I bow down. Those people are truly remarkable and insane. And upon making research, I have a lot more for the Japanese voice acting for Bayonetta, especially in Bayonetta here, because I was never much more of a fan of the Japanese voice acting in Bayonetta, because I guess you could say that I was more of a purist / traditionalist when it came to voice acting for Bayonetta, especially with like the remarkable and insane work of Anna Taylor. But now, you know, with what happened in Bayonetta 3 and the scandal, not so much. And having, you know, Jennifer Hale picking up the work where they left off, did a pretty good job. For Luca, who's voiced by Daisuke Nimikawa, he worked on, once again, massive amount of titles and mainstream titles for pop culture and video game culture. He worked on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood as young Ohenheim. He was the voice of Shirogata in Detective Conan. He was the voice for Hayama in Yu-Gi-Oh! He's the voice of Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter, which is insane. And he was the voice of Kisho Arima in Tokyo Ghoul. Enzo is voiced by Wataru Tagaki, also living legend of Japanese voice acting. He was the voice of Obito in Naruto, Eikichi in GTO, Knuckle in Hunter x Hunter, Wataru in Detective Conan, Masaru in Hajime no Ippo, Zangief in Street Fighter, Zeus in Shumatsu, and Okuyasu in JoJo Part 4. So, yes. Those people are living legends of the Japanese voice acting industry, and probably the voice acting industry in general, I would say, internationally, because they played massive, impactful roles within pop culture and mainly like video game culture. So yeah, this is very, very insane. Yeah, the fact that Atsuko Tanaka just passed away like that, it is very, I don't know, it's really, really sad. Apparently she passed away of an undisclosed illness that she was fighting for years. And she was really young, at least for, like, she was like not really young, like 20 years old, but she was like 60 years old. She was in her 60s. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers are with her family and relatives. I hope she will rest in peace. So yeah, so for now, let's focus on what we have right now with this very long cutscene that is just plot dumping, I guess, and with a similar opening for Bayonetta 2 with the mountain, which was previously Fibbulventer, and now we have Thule, a mountain related to the past of Umbran, which is in also Lumen Sage. Here we have Cheshire. Really cute design, to be quite honest, and also somewhat similar to what its design is for Bayonetta Origins, which is a spin-off of the franchise. So it's Cereza and the Lost Demon. I recommend you to play it if you haven't. It's a really cute enigma / puzzle with a minimum of action game. The combat system is really cool, by the way. Oh, new enemy introduction. Worst enemy design of the game. Oh my god, this is so bad. Kavum. This enemy is so bad. I don't even know why it exists. It's so fucking bad. Jesus. During my test playing, I had, like, it took me a very long time to finish this chapter on to pure plated because of like it's a new game. It's not New Game Plus, and I am so ever limited in resources and what I have available. So I have to do massive amount of damage extremely fast. So I have to use the 360 kick ability of Gamura, which is tail sweep, I think. It just destroys everything, and this is the best way to do it. And because it is extremely slow, and it is just you have to do a massive amount of damage. You have to be extremely fast and not get hit. Obviously, not get hit part is somewhat easy. And yeah, so here we have the first medallion out of the 4. And at the end of the game, we will find out what the medallion is for. But if you don't know, it's a little, I guess, reference, or maybe an, how do you call it? I don't remember. An egg. Oh my god, what's the name? An Easter egg. Oh my god, Easter egg. There you go. Oh my god, I remember there was Easter in it. Yeah, it's an Easter egg of Bayonetta 2. But it's just not the really cool design. It's the Bayonetta 2 design of this enemy. Well, whatever. It's a fight. You unlock a fight here. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is the only time I think that Bayonetta 3 looks good here. Like her face and stuff. She looks really good here. One thing that I've noticed while playing with the Japanese voice, because I've heard upon release or just like a couple months after the release that Viola's voice in Japanese was extremely different. Well, at least Viola was genuinely so different in Japanese compared to English, where English is a lot more like comic relief. She's very like clumsy and stuff, but in Japanese she's very, very much so serious, and it's really like different. And I kind of like this part of her being like very serious and stuff. Also the little floating text that I was just showing off. It says it's written in demonic script, and the translation says, so the outer circle says, "Make the eyes of the world light your way," and there you'll have an inner ring, which just repeats itself, which says, "Believe and path to untold chaos will open." Yeah, just I think cute little details that which I am very a fan of when it comes to the Bayonetta franchise in general, and I think this is why the Bayonetta franchise is actually so good, because of the amount of detail, especially like in Bayonetta 1. Oh my god, the amount of detail and backstory in each singular detail is fascinating, and oh my god, it's so good. And Bayonetta 3, you have a lot of that as well. A lot of like auto references compared like with like Bayonetta 1 into Bayonetta 3. It's really amazing. Also, you will see me pick up a lot of like the lotuses, and you will also see me destroy a lot of stuff, because in my test playing, I was struggling a lot for no reason, because the first time I've pure platted this chapter, even on normal or higher, I did it in one go. And the first time that I tried to record that, it took me 7 hours, and then I just stopped because I was so tilted because of like bullshit hitboxes and stuff and detection stuff. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just destroy everything and just do lollipops, yellow lollipops. I would just, at the last verse, I will only use like a couple of lollipops to just do higher amount of damage, and just to be sure that I do not get hit. But I don't even get hit because I just get Twitch time every single time at the last verse. But I was struggling so hard to get at that point that I was like, oh my god, you know what? I'm just gonna use the lollipops and see, I'm just destroy everything with Gamora. It was very hard, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just do it my way, and then it just worked. I didn't do this chapter in one go. I had to just restart at certain checkpoints because either I was getting hit or I didn't have the time requirement. The time requirement in this game is very severe compared to Beta 1. Bayonetta was just a tiny bit severe or more severe. I don't know how you want to say it. But Beta 3 is extremely severe regarding that, especially at higher, especially in like a non-stop infinite climax. They want you to use the Demon Slave. Oh my god, they want you to use the Demon Slave and just do massive amount of damage super fast. So here, this is what we're going to do. I abuse basically AoE, any type of AoE attacks during Witch Time. I didn't get the Witch Time here for no reason, even though I just dodged that, as you just saw. And when you do the bite attack, which is the special attack, for some reason just they block it. I hate that. If you're trying to pure plat any difficulty, especially like on the higher difficulties, do not be afraid to just like kill everything really fucking fast. Certain attacks will just like overkill and you do not get enough combo points. But here, you can like have the best of both worlds, which is massive amount of damage and massive amount of combo points if you just know how to balance between the both. And here we have a little key to get another broken witch heart part, sorry. Which is going to be something recurrent in throughout the game. And if you don't know, if you have the beeping sound with the key, you just are close to the door to unlock and get the collectible. So the arc here also has a little bit of text, and also the platform here for the multi-dimensional portal stuff also has a little bit of text. So the arc says, "May light and shadow bring balance. Doomed are the enemies of chaos. Avarice may shake the pillar of chaos," which is really interesting. Because I don't know, I guess it's just a reference to the word of chaos, which is like Earth, I guess. And I guess it just kind of predicts or just told you that everyone's gonna die. Interesting. And the platform, so the outer circle says, "The unknown lies close to the known. Each path is a miracle stretching into the depths. Seek the light in the depths. Light leads to the new worlds, but these worlds are also of chaos." And the inner circle says, "Each path is a miracle stretching into the depths. Seek the light in the depth. Light leads to the new world, to new worlds." So basically, which is basically the same thing, with one line missing. I guess they kind of try to put here and there little, you know, bits of information if you know Demon Script, if you know how to read it, and if you can like translate it correctly. Basically, you can kind of know what's happening in the plot without really knowing, even though we're in the first chapter, and I think it's really cool. I am just destructing everything because of like, oh, I want my lollipop because I do not want to get hit. There was also, later on we will have a Gamora section, and that was just awful to do. So, this Gamora section is a train wreck, quite literally. Basically, it's a somewhat of an auto-scroller. I mean, you just have to destroy everything on your path. But the fact that Gamora is so slow and has a massive hard box, it took me a while to just like have the perfect path because I haven't done this chapter in so long, and especially in my test playing. And this section here is the worst. Because your attacks are so slow. This dude is just jumping around and just rushing at you, and you don't get anything for doing damage. So the best way to deal with that is to never jump, by the way, to always dodge. And you can do the tail sweep, which you can cancel with, in the first frames of it, here, right here, you can just cancel it after it hits the opponent. You can just like hits him and just you dodge. So you can just keep on just dodging everything forever and not get hit. This part right here is so finicky because Gamora is so big you have to avoid everything, and this part is Gamora being really slow and you have to dodge everything. It's really bad, and it took me a while to get it, and then you just have to mash dodge at the end. Welcome to Shibuya. This is our first location within the multiverse, and it's gonna be interesting. Also, one thing with the Nilfheims, which now I'll call Nilfheims because in the first game it was Alfheims, then Bayonetta was Muspelheim, then we'll have Nilfheim here, is that they are the worst along the whole entire franchise because they force you to play with weapons. In Bayonetta 1, it was like, oh yeah, just trying to kill this enemy, this angel with like limited amount of punches and kicks, which forced you to learn dodge offset, which was really cool. Basically with the Alfheims, you learn something each time. Here it's just like a little challenge that is like really annoying, and you just gotta do it. You just gotta deal with it, do it, and it sucks. Challenges that are completely different every single time. Here they just force you to learn how, or at least to get used to Madame Butterfly special attacks, but whatever. Let's just watch the cutscene now.
HQ 接敵した。距離50。対象は北東に向かって移動中。遅れ。こちら本部了解した。作戦を開始せよ。了解。打撃用意。撃て。対戦車砲用意。撃て。HQ 対象は無傷。効果は見られない。繰り返す。効果は見られない。
にしてはちょっと度が過ぎるんじゃないかしら。いいわ、私が止めてあげる。
This cutscene was used for, at least they modified it, they changed some of the elements of it, but they used it for teasing Bayonetta 3 during a Nintendo Direct. I don't remember which one when that was. I think that was in 2000 and 2? What? When it came out, and oh my god, it was so high. It was really good, and you also will see an Easter egg of that after this verse. But mainly here, you kind of want to just kill everyone super fast, and the best way to do this is also use the tail sweep, because you just kill the regular enemies. I don't have their names. I'm so sorry because they don't leave an impact to me or remark. But you just do a tail sweep. Tail sweep, sorry, it's not swipe. It's tail sweep. And you just stun the opponent, the big guy, and you just kill him. It's really cool. And really easy. So if you remember in the trailer, the teaser more precisely, you have this little guy shooting at the back of the enemy, and it's a reference to Astral Chain? Yeah. And now the Umbrages of Blood are you basically have a cat, a toad, and a crow. A different part of the chapter, and you have first the cat, then the toad, and then the crow. And every single time it's a puzzle, especially for the cat and the crow, because the toad just won't move. You just hear it. The closer you are to him, I don't know what sounds it does. I don't even know how to say in French, but basically the speed of the sound of the toad gets faster, and then you're just like, oh, that's a signal that you're really close to him. Congestus. It's basically going back in time, and you can get like a collectible. Here's the Echo of Memory, which is basically Luca's journal about backstory and elements of the story that are pretty cool. I suggest you to read it because you'll learn a lot of stuff. And as I am doing a 100% expert pure platinum, I have to collect to get it. So it's a part of the collectible to get. Hard pack is here. There are a pretty good amount of like collectibles in this chapter. Here you have a 3D model pack, and then we have some other stuff to collect over here. This is not mandatory, but I'd rather do it as well. It's just collecting some charts, and you get either like some lollipops or concocting materials to do lollipops, to make lollipops, sorry. So I'll just do it because it's here, and I don't want to leave anyone frustrated that I don't do it. Because sometimes when I watch some Let's Play and there's just like a visible collectible there that is not mandatory for 100% and I don't get it, I'm like, oh, please just get it. So here we'll just have like a small green lollipop and 3 green lollipop material. Just jumping, collectible on the right, and then we have a little fight here. These are, I think, called angel lights, and you're just fighting angels, and you're getting halos, which are used to buy special elements in the shop. And as well, best method should be really fast, because you need to be really, really fast here. Tail Sweep from Grimora, really good attack. We have another gold collectible to get over there on the building, on the top of the building, which is an actual building, by the way, and it's a reference of, I think, Platinum Games building, if I'm not mistaken. And also it's called 101 something. Basically, it's a reference to the wonderful 101, which is the Platinum IP, Platinum Games IP. 101 Wonderful. And then we also have another collectible behind it. And we have a lot of collectibles here. Oh, this fight can be very scary because each enemy with different weapons, if they have the blight, it's pretty easy to shoot which time. If they have the claws, it's the timing is weird. Basically, they're just launching at you, but it's just not immediate, and the timing is so off. And they have the bow, you just switch time the arrows, but it can be finicky at times. So getting sharp to not get hit on this chapter, on this verse, can be not stressful, but very finicky. And especially when you do not have some of the gun attacks, such as the 360 punch attack, which does a massive amount of damage. It's a big AoE attack. It's very useful here because you do not have access to Demon Sight in small areas. And as we've seen here, the Toad, the closer I was to the Toad, the faster his sound was. So I was just like, yeah. Purple lollipops in this game, completely useless because you don't have a magic bar the way it was in Bayonetta 1 and 2. Because the magic is only used for Demon Slave, so any attack like Tetuzonko or Heel Stomp do not require magic anymore. So it's kind of useless. If you haven't noticed here, the little bows around her elbow are black in the cutscenes, but yellow in-game. I think they tried to patch it, but they've never changed it. It was kind of awkward, and I don't know what was their thinking or thought process around this.
今回の騒ぎじゃ展開の奴らの輪っかは稼げそうにないが、混沌が生み出すこの宝玉、これはこれで面白い。
もしかして商売の話かしら？
察しがいいな。ゲイツ・オブ・ヘルへようこそ。今回はこいつでお望みのものを都合してやるぜ。もちろんヘイローの持ち込みも大歓迎。特別な物を融通してやろう。ちょっと待ちな。こいつを渡すのを忘れてたぜ。デーモンスレーブを使いこなすお前ならこいつを扱えるはずだ。可愛がってやってくれよ。
we have a new weapon, and we have discovered the shop, the Gates of Hell, which is not a portal anymore. We have a old final stuff music box moment. And this is the worst Nilfheim, because they force you to play with the new weapon called G-Pillar. To be like, hey, you've unlocked this new weapon, so let's just play it in this challenge. This weapon is so ass. It's so bad. It's genuinely so bad. It is so slow. Oh my god. I just hate this weapon so much. I think I've never played with it. Besides this specific Nilfheim, because it's I think slow weapons and Bayonetta should never exist. Like, what is this? So bad. Oh, thank god they give you Kill This Butterfly to play with, because it's very helpful. Jesus. It's so hard to keep your combo going because it's so slow, and depending on like the wicked weave at the end, it can just like, during which time you can just launch them into the air, and you cannot really go in the air with this weapon. And attacking Cavum here, it's just moving around and dodging. In here I just lose my combo because it's so slow, and it just attack once and it just, in the middle of my attack, the combo resets because it's so slow. But I remember that for Bayonetta 3 speedruns at the beginning of the game, when the game released and they did the first speedruns, this weapon was like god tier for some reason for speedruns. And here I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this really fast, please. And the time limit here is a little bit generous. It's under like 25 seconds. It's right around 25 seconds. And it was so hard to get pure platinum. I barely made the pure platinum for combos, by the way. Barely made it. Barely made it. It's so hard. Basically, if you get like 3,000 combo points in like one combo, you're pretty much like secured, because if you resets, you have another wave, or at least half a wave coming, and you can still do like 600 damage, and with the modifier you do enough damage. But now that it's done, we can just keep on going. Oh yeah, here I activate the fight, I trigger the fight, and then I go get the collectible, because by the time I get back for the fight, they are ready to attack. So I just walk in, witch time, you need witch time to reach the platinum requirement, and I barely dodged that, holy crap. And if Cavum wants to escape, you just abuse the hell out of the stiletto, which is like the dash attack. And you just get into the way, and hi buddy.
もう手間をかけさせるんだから。
The best way to do this fight, and now we have the new introduction of torture attack, which are completely different from like Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2. The best way to do this fight is just, once the big guy spawns, you summon Gomorrah and you do the shoot attack. It does massive amount of combo points, 200 and then 400 something, and then you do the tail sweep, and you just kill everyone, and you do enough damage. And here I'm just using Stiletto because it's very, very good. In certain fights, you can just do this attack, get Witch Time, do it again, and you can get Pure Platinum. Because this attack does a lot of damage and it travels a lot of distance really fast, which is a great gap closer if you have like an opponent, an enemy at the end of like at the other side of the map. Yeah, now outside of doing the Nilfheims, you can get collectibles such as Broken Moon Pearls and Broken Witch Hearts with those little guys, which is pretty cute. And now we have a skill tree. You do not buy abilities or attacks in the shop anymore. You just, it's kind of like Devil May Cry moment. You have a skill tree and you get some demon orbs, or at least some orbs in general, to unlock what you need. Panis is another bullshitty opponent. And by the time I was into this fight, I was like, okay, I'm really close to finishing this chapter. I do not want to get hit. So that's why I'm using the lollipop now. I was like, and I think it was not even necessary, and I used a small red lollipop because I needed to do a really good amount of damage really fast so I could get the timing requirements. It's not necessary, but since it's a new game and not a new game plus, I needed any like extra damage to just finish that. Just do this and we're pretty much done. That's it for chapter 1. I just finished this and applied it as it was supposed to be. The new music for the awards is really cute and chill, which I really enjoy. So after this chapter, we'll unlock a good amount of different and new stuff. Now we can go to the HQ and buy new items and new stuff. You can go straight to the Gates of Hell with the minus button. Tricolor keys is because I have another save, and it's to unlock the book, which will have probably an episode special for that. get the menu, train, go to the training room, and now we have the checkpoint system, which is going to be really useful. And we have also the collectible that we can watch and look for unlocked. And the Armored Tears of Blood allow us to unlock what they call phenomenal remnants. So the next episode will be the first phenomenal remnants, and after that we'll see you in chapter 2, City on Fire. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. See ya.